sure we understand on our division, the outside number of the bracket is the divisor, the inside is the dividend, and the answer is called the quotient. Okay, so if we were to set it up horizontally, you would have this. You would have dividend and then the divisor. Okay, the divisor is the number that is behind the division sign. Okay. So, well, it's way up there. Let me get to the page here. There we go. All right. Our problems today will have remainders. Okay. Some of them may come out to be whole numbers. Most of them will have remainders. Okay. So, for example, let's see here. Let's look at number 18, 25 into 650. This is one that will obviously come out with no remainders. You just have to trust me on that one. I know it will not have any remainders. The reason why is because it ends in 50. If it ends in 50, ends in 25, ends in 75, ends in double zeros, it's not going to have any remainders. So, all right, so if I divide 25, and what you want to look at is this. As you look at the 2 and the 6, okay, to estimate how many times 25 will go into 65, you can sort of look at the 2 and the 6. 2 goes into 6 3 times, okay? But we also know that 3/4 would be what? How many cents is 3/4? 75 cents. That's 65 cents. So it's not going to go 3 times, so it's going to go twice. Like I said, that's just a way to estimate to get you close. Not necessarily going to give you the exact answer. You still have to do the math. So that would be 2. 2 times 25 would be what? 50. So that gives me a remainder of 15. Bring down the 0. 25 into 150. Goes how many times? 6 times. Okay? 6 times 25 is 150. Remainder 0, so it's done. So 26 would be your answer. No remainder. Okay? Now, let's look at one that has a remainder. 43 into 547. 43 into 547. Okay, well, this one's fairly simplistic because 43 goes into 54 how many times? 1 time. Won't go 2, it's only going to go 1. So that would be 43, remainder 11. Okay, bring down your 7. 43 into 117. How many times does 43 go into 117? Twice. That would be 86. Then if I subtract that, that would be 1, be a remainder of 31. Do I have any more numbers to bring down? Yeah. I do? Is there any more numbers to bring down? Now we brought down the 7, that's my last number. So that gives me 12, remainder 31. And that's your answer. Okay, eventually we'll get to the point where we will add a decimal and then start adding zeros and carry it out. But for right now, we're just talking about dividing the 2-digit divisor into the dividend. And if you get a remainder, you get a remainder. Okay? Now, let's look at one that is written horizontally to make sure we're clear on that. 7,694 divided by 95. Okay, 7,694 divided by 95. Now, as we said, this 95 is the divisor. Okay, it goes on the outside. This is the dividend. It goes on the inside. So it gives me 95 into 7,694. Yeah, 7,694. All right. So I have to divide 95 into 76. Does 95 go into 76? No, it doesn't. So now I have to divide 95 into 769. Okay, now, here's what you can do. 95 is close to what number? 100. Okay, so 100 goes into 769 how many times? 7 times. So I get an estimate of 7. So let's try 7. Put it over the 9. Get 7 a little bit better. Okay, 7 times 5 is 35. So I bring up my 5, take up my 3. 7 times 9 is 63, plus 3 would be 66. Okay? So let's see. 4, 0, 1. Doesn't work, does it? Okay? So it's got to go 8 times because this is larger, because 104 is larger than our divisor, then we've got to go 8 times. Like I said, that's just an estimate. Okay, so we erase the 665. We go 8 times 5 is 40, carry my 4. 8 times 9 is 72, plus the 4, 76. Remainder 9. Okay, now I bring down my 4. Does 95 go into 94? No. So we put a 0. And then my remainder is 80 with a remainder of 94. So if it had been 7,695, it would have gone 81 times. But it wasn't. Okay? So you try number 26, which says 11,686 divided by 11. You try that one on your own. No, you subtract there and then bring down the number. Yeah, subtract. That's what we have right there. That's how you should have set it up, okay? 11 into 11,686. Okay, so we look at the first one. 11 goes into 11 one time. That would be 11. Subtract those two, the remainder 0. Bring down your 6. Does 11 go into 6? No, so I have to put a 0 over the 6. And that gives me 0, 0 here. Subtract those two, that gives me 6. Bring down my 8. Okay, 11 goes into 68. How many times? 11 goes into 68 how many times? 6 times. That would be 66. Remainder 2. Bring down my 6. Does 11 go into 26? How many times? 2 times. That would be 22. Subtract those two. That would be 4. So, 1,062, remainder 4. $1,062, remainder 4. Okay? Did anybody get that? One person? 2 people? All right. How many didn't finish it? Okay. All right. All right, let's look at number 28. 28, the directions say basically find the quotient by using mental math. Well, they give you 12 into 600. Okay? Yeah, 12 into 600. Well, if we use mental math on this, what they mean by using mental math is basically you should be able to do this one in your head. Okay? If we say 12 times what equals 60? 5. So if 12 times 5 is 60, then 12 times what would have to be 600? 50. Okay? So that you just solved it with mental math. Okay, the answer would be 50. Okay, so a lot of those are going to be sort of simple like that. There's 1 or 2 of them that are a little bit more difficult. Let me look here. Like 34. 34 says 3,065 divided by, what is it, 60? Okay. So, that one's not really that difficult. If you look at it, it should be this here. Okay. Now, obviously, 6 goes into 30 how many times? 5 times. So we're going to say 5 times 60 is 300, correct? Okay. So if I've got 300, that leaves me a remainder of what? 306 minus 300. 6. And then I bring down the 5, right? So that would be 65. So 60 goes into 65 how many times? 1 time. And a remainder of what? 5. So 51, remainder 5. Okay, so that's what they're talking about when they say use mental math to, solve the problem or simplify the problem. Okay, now there's not a lot of homework per se, number of problems. Okay, there's like 14 problems. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and turn you loose to get started on them. You still got about almost 15 minutes left, or 13 minutes left in class. So we're going to do 2.4, 16 through 34 even. Okay, and then there was... And then number 40, let me look at the other one I'm fixing to sign. And then 42, let's skip 40 and just go 42 through 46. Okay. So go ahead and get started. Go ahead and get started so you can get that. Maybe get 2 or 3 of them done.